Welcome back, I'm Dr. Ruckus, and today we're cruising all the way through Diamond 1, playing none other than RAKDOS aggro. Yeah, this deck is a powerhouse. I showcased it, I think, the first video I did of Early Access, because it is abundantly clear that if Wizards gives you a 1-mana 3/2, you should probably look at playing it. It's strong. In fact, it's even better than Kumano faces Kakazan, which is almost impossible to say, because this, in my mind, is one of the best cards in Standard right now, and Spiteful Hexmage actually pumps out damage faster. So, if you Hexmage on 1, you do 0 damage on turn 1 because it doesn't have haste, and then turn 2 you Scoundrel and put the Wicked Roll token on it, then you swing with a 4/3 and a 1/1 dealing 5 damage that turn, and then the next turn you play your 3-mana 3/3, get in for 3 more damage. Over the course of the first 3 turns, you have done 13 damage. Kumano actually falls a damage short. If you Kumano on 1, you deal 1 damage on turn 1, then you get your hasty 2-mana 3/3 in, swing for 3 more damage, that's 4 total, and then turn 3, you flip the Kumano for 2 more damage, you still swing in with your 3/3, and you get another 3/3. That adds up to a total of 12 damage. So you actually get 1 more damage off the Hexmage sequence than Kumano. That's not to say you shouldn't play Kumano. It's not even to say that it's actually better than Kumano. Kumano's still better, because Kumano does really useful things. On 1, there's no creature, so it dodges Cut Down and Play with Fire on 1. Then on 2, your creature automatically comes in with a counter, so that creature is a 3/3, again, automatically dodges Cut Down and Play with Fire. These are huge. So that sequence, Kumano will still be better overall, and also you get the Planeswalker ping. But Hexmage is not to be ignored. It's an extremely powerful start. And as another, more consistency to the deck, if you can have another start that is as powerful or almost as powerful as the Kumano start, that's something real to look at. So yeah, definitely enjoying this. In terms of getting the Hexmage going, we of course have the Scoundrel, which can put the Wicked Roll token on it, which I just explained. You can also Monstrous Rage, which we'll get to later. This is absurd. Instant speed, +1/+1, and trample permanent token on it, and then also gets +2/+0 until end of turn. That's another way to take it off the Hexmage, just make this massive 6/3 creature, basically. And then the last way is actually to Braids. I wasn't leaning fully into Braids. This is another cute thing you can do. 3-mana 3/3 at the beginning of your end step, you can sack the enchantment, and then it goes back to a 3/2. You don't need to go all in on that strategy. I think the Scoundrel and Monstrous Rage is enough. Some more comments. There are some new cards that will change this deck and Mono Red. According to the stats, there are already like 20,000 games played with all the new cards in Mono Red. And let me tell you, Monstrous Rage, Charming Scoundrel, and Godric are all at the top of the win rate. In terms of decks that play these cards, these these 3 cards have the highest corresponding win rates to decks that play them. So they're all like 58% if you play these cards in your deck, and then other cards don't have quite as high win rates. And in terms of cards you can have in the opening hand that influence your win rate, these are in the top 5. So be looking at these cards. Monstrous Rage is like a mini Embercleave. It is real. Obviously, you have to watch out for the blowout. You don't want to necessarily use it if your opponent has open mana, but man, when you blow people out with this card, it is absurd. The Scoundrel is extremely versatile. 2-mana 2/2 haste is on par with the adversary, at least early. Draw this card can be nice to cycle for that last answer. Even the treasure token is interesting, as it, again, allows you to hit your 3-drop on time if you necessarily need to do that, and also opens up some interesting deck building considerations, because if you can consistently hit a treasure token on 2, you can actually play things like the Raiju on 4 without having too many lands. So I didn't try that out today, but it is interesting. And then Godric is kind of the most fascinating one to me to correspond to such a high win rate, because I have only ever seen this be a 3-mana 3/3 haste with no other text. I've never seen Celebration come in. And maybe that's enough. Maybe a 3-mana 3/3 haste is enough by itself in this meta to have such a high win rate. Obviously, if the next turn probably you can play 2 things, then it becomes a 4/4 Flying Dragon, which can maybe be pumped further. So there is upside there. I've never seen it happen. As far as I'm concerned, this is a 3-mana 3/3 haste with no other text, with maybe a little bit of upside. But yeah, super strong deck. Cruise through from Diamond 2 to Diamond 1 today. So yeah, check it out. Stay to the end if you want to see me answer all your comments. I'm answering all the comments at the end of these videos, and enjoy the gameplay. Let's dive right in. We'll definitely keep this. Hexmage into the Scoundrel. Maybe we'll do it differently. Maybe go double Hexmage here, and then stack the Hexmage counters, and then remove them with Scoundrel. That seems pretty good, especially if we could play with Fire target. Dahlia. Well, that makes that plan a bit more expensive. They offer the trade. We have to play with Fire Dahlia. Okay, I'm going to take this block, because we're kind of awkward at this point. I think we spend this turn, play with Fire on Thalia. Peacekeeper. Yeah, we'll zap you now. Probably name Lightning Strike, I imagine. Rage is nice. Doesn't survive, so we'll go Hex Mage here. And the Scoundrel. Okay, 4/3 isn't bad. Can Monstrous Rage bash our way through if we don't top deck the land for the Lightning Strike. Vanguard. Hexproof is kind of an issue. No attacks. We hit the land. I think you send this guy. See if they mess up. They want to eat it all. Okay, in that case, I think we're lightning striking the Vanguard on their turn. It's really expensive. They want to swing back with the Initiate, unfortunately, and the Peacekeeper. Can't target this thing with Ward 1. Okay. They're going to kill you. That's okay. We actually get some life out of the deal. They're all out. So they're going to grow the Initiate. We can't really stop that. We can kill the Vanguard, though. Okay. Yeah, I think that's just what's happening here. They're going to grow the Initiate regardless. Yeah, okay. So we'll kill you for 4. Wants a little of the damage, but still. And then I think it's just kill the Peacekeeper here. And opponent is out of cards, and we got 2 in hand. Plus the Mishra's Foundry. So let's see who top decks better. Is it just land? Maybe. Alright, that's pretty fantastic for us. Swift Spear, haste it up. Monstrous Rage isn't bad here. I don't think they have anything. I think making you big is not the worst. Okay, down to 6. Swift Spear's decent size. Top decking something makes it pretty strong to keep attacking. I think they had land last turn. Peacekeeper, nothing to take or to name. They could name Mishra's Foundry for activated abilities. That's a really niche pick. I don't think I would have done that, per se. So this is really awkward. I guess you make this a 3/3 and just go for it. You'd love to keep it one more turn and flash something back. Do you want to trade? You do? Okay. First strike could be annoying. The top deck war continues. Land is not where you want to be. Could get through for 3 damage this turn and lose everything. It's not worth it. Opponent not having a great draw, I'll tell you that. Past us. That's a card. Pumps up the Swift Spear for sure. I think you do this now. And then throw away some resources here. They might have a Ganjo in hand at some point. Interesting. Block dropped to 1. Alright, I think we got there. I'm not gonna lie, opponent got very unlucky here. I don't know that we should have won this one. We both kind of stumbled our way along. It's a lifelinker. That does something, actually. But I think you still win off this. Yeah, you do, for sure. And we get the extra pump off the Swift Spear. And the ping. Oh, you don't even need it. The ping to the face is enough. Yeah. Okay. All right. Pretty mixed game. I'm glad we came out on top, but that was pretty sus. On the play, we'll keep this. Kumano or Hex Mage on 1. Oh, it's so tempting to go Hex Mage, right? It's just so much freaking damage. I think you still go Kumano here. It's tough to say. We can always play with fire and Hex Mage next turn. If someone wants to do the math, I should probably do the math. Someone else do the math. Is it more efficient to Kumano on 1 in this situation or Hex Mage on 1? Squeeze nice. Alright, so Hex Mage here. and then hold play with fire. What do you want to scry into? I guess anything besides land. Maybe we have to take out a 2-drop. Sack a creature? That's awful. I don't want to do that. That's not very fair. My beautiful Hex Mage is gone. Something tells me I need to change some filters on this. How about that? Is that better? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. You can do that all day if you want. Alright, let's get anything other than land. Seems fine. Yeah, sure. I'll take it. Alright, huge turn for us here. Squee coming down hot. Get all those tokens going. Down to 12. Alright, Squee dead. What do we got? We don't got a lot of cards in the graveyard yet. They're going after the AGGRO. I don't know how effective that is. They might Lightning Strike the AGGRO. Draw discard's kind of interesting. I think we're going to Lightning Strike this thing. And then what does that do? Beginning of your end step. I don't think we care about that. I think we actually are going to take the draw discard here. Let's spin the land. Okay, it's a right card. Definitely is able to keep on the pressure. If they kill this thing, get back a 2-1, they can trade with something if they want to. Alright, there's a braid. That's a 10. Okay, flipping you's annoying. 4 toughness. So we're looking at Lightning Strike this turn. They continue to go after the AGGRO. I mean, you attack all and pray they block, but they're not going to. But you do have to hope. Nope. Opponent's not a dummy. They're down to 8, but they now have a lifelinker, which is a huge issue. It's just the underdog here then. Alright, they finally attack down the AGGRO. They do get this thing, which is like a 3-2 now. A permanent was put into the graveyard. Oh, it wasn't because it was flipped. Well, we have the interesting 4 mana open. +1/+0. That's fine. I think it's just this here. Send the squad. They might just be trying to give lifelink here. I'm not really sure. Cycle away a Markov Baron with Madness. Oh no. Other vampires get +1/+1. Oh my goodness. Who saw that coming? Alright. Getting clowned a little bit here. Opponent down to 6. We still need to kill the lifelinker. I guess because of Kumano, nothing has been sent to the graveyard, so the Ashen Reaper has stayed steady. 3/3 lifelinker. This is awful. Could probably get in there with everyone. This lifelink is absurd. Get in with the Epic here too. You don't need to hold back. All right, finally hit a land. It is a fast land though, so that's about game. We'll skip there. I don't need to see more than that. You got it, dude. Lifelinking vampires. You got it. On the draw, this is somewhat acceptable. None of our numerous one-drop creatures. We have the Rage, though. Mono black. That's not bad. Gives us something to do here. I don't know if we need the Scry. Eventually, double red will be nice. I think you're going to want to kill the Sleeper eventually. It does get quite annoying. I think I'm... let's take the 1 damage. Let's see. Let's see. What else you got? Let me see your 2-drop first. That's it? Okay. I'll zap you. That's fine. Are you stuck on 1 land? Wow. Nope. Okay, there it is. Alright, we, on the other hand, getting onto the board here. I'll take the Wicked roll. Maybe sack it off Braids later. Ooh, cut down. Okay. Opponent has more removal. Braids might die to go for the throat. You could go Hexmage here, which is a little awkward. Potentially Monstrous Rage your way through a cutdown. That seems a tad wasteful. Let's see what they think of Braids. No stick until it hits the battlefield, so they do have something. Maybe go for the throat. Yep. Alright, everyone going 1 for 1 here. That's always annoying. Ooh, draw discard. Lightning Strike. Never didn't have it, right? That's what I'm talking about. You gotta go immediately, essentially. Okay, finally something sticks on the battlefield for a turn. Red land would be huge, although we couldn't do everything still. That's an issue as well. Take the draw. Black land. Okay. Well, we're probably trading, right? Telegraph. Yeah, well, we're doing this regardless. It's coming. Maybe could have got the Foundry in there that turn too. Offer that trade as well. Liliana, sack a creature. We could sack the Foundry instead. Or you can keep the Foundry to attack down Liliana. I think I'd rather sack you. Another blocker. That does hurt. No attacks, though. They hold steady here. Whew. Not looking good. At all. Okay, they now offer the Shelter trade. We take it sadly. They might have backup in hand still. Who knows? We have Trample, though. So that's not the end of the world. They have Monstrous Rage as a Trample token. Okay, here comes the Sleeper. And the backup Sheldred. Does sting quite a bit. Godric ain't doing a whole lot here. How about as a 4/4? Looking like death, looking like the L. Yeah, it's not looking good. Take the draw. Yeah, gain life off Sheldred. Yep. Okay. The L has been taken here. There's nothing to do. 4/4 is nice, but it's not nearly enough to come back from the Shelly. That's why you play Shelly. It does stop a whole lot in its tracks. On the draw, kind of a weird opening hand. We'll try it though. Simic, you do not see that every day. Hexmage, kind of a turn late here. I guess you just go Adversary here. I don't know if we need the Foundry. Probably not. 2 mana, 2/2 haste. Let's get it. Okay. Next turn can Scoundrel Hexmage maybe. Ooh, a Drake. Okay. I don't think we need the Foundry still. I think you just Scoundrel alone here to start. See what options we have. We'll just make you a 2/2. I don't think they'll block. Yeah, they don't. Down to 14. Play out the Hexmage. If they tap out oddly, we can always sack something to kill the Drake. I guess this would replace this roll. I suppose that's slightly better. No, we're gonna, it doesn't matter. Right? It doesn't matter. Any way you do it, doesn't matter. Okay. So we'll run out the Scoundrel next turn and then remove it off of the first one. Okay. Feldon's not bad. I think you want to hold the Monstrous Rage here, though, for some kind of fun blowout. I don't know, is that even necessary? What do they do in this deck? They can make something hexproof indestructible, so you could say something with Monstrous Rage. I don't know if that's inherently worth it, actually. Okay, yeah, I think you just get Feldon going. Everyone except you seems fine. Okay, so they're going to copy a hexproof or indestructible thing here. Ah, just phase out. That's maybe less scary. They drop to 8. Might have a sexy turn with Monstrous Rage and then fling the rest of the way. Totally reasonable. Unless they have March of Swirling Mist, I think that strategy could be pretty good. Let's see how much they tap out here. They get to draw a lot of cards. I think they're going to need March to survive this coming turn if they're attacking. Alright. Are they going to attack or not is the question. I think we got this. No one's got lifelink. If we power up you, we don't have enough mana to do everything, so just attack all. We get in for 3, 4, 5, 6, then fling someone. I think should be good. Send the fam. Okay. Rage on you. Copy target's Ivy. Alright, that's okay with me. Interesting. Okay. I don't think that changes things. What does this do? Copy target's Ivy? I think that's okay. How does a stack resolve? Sack you? Go face? It does not copy... It does not... Target's only a single creature other than Ivy. I'm surprised they didn't copy the Ivy, and then what? Could they sack it to kill our target in response? I don't know. It did not work that way, but I'm pretty glad, because was not sure how that was gonna pan out. On the draw, we can try this. Alright, well, that's a great top deck. We can go the Hex Mage Scoundrel route. Murex. Whoa, Candy Trail. Scry 2, sack a gain life. Alright, we're gonna hit him hard here. 2 to the top. Alright. Fair enough. Here comes the Scoundrel. Wicked roll. Alright, pop him for 5 on turn 2. Down to 15. Celestis, very slow. They could have cut down here, though. Another Candy Trail. Opponent is going wild here. They already scryed, though. They only get half a scry here. Both to the bottom. That's weird, because last time they were both to the top, right? Might be nice to get Mishra's Foundry down this turn, so we can attack next turn. Underdog, hold. Play with fire. That's another 5, down to 10. Okay, let's see if they can hit double white. I guess they have double white. Let's see if they hit a sweeper. Either Sunfall or... Nope. They sack and draw a card. That's pretty good for us. Alright, that's actually quite a lot of life. Take the scry. I don't know that you want that right now. We don't have a good way to get off the counter. 1 mana, 1/1. Seems underwhelming to me. They're back up to 15. They've undone a whole lot of damage here. I think we might Sekenzen this turn. Or Mishra's Foundry if we want to dodge the next sweeper. They've been Invasion of the Founders. Whenever you cast an instant or source from your hand, copy that spell. Wow, so greedy. Okay. Yeah, we'd like to save the, now you kind of want to save Sekenzen. Alright, so I'm more incentivized to just power up the Foundry this turn. Maybe Sekenzen, Bloodthirsty Adversary next turn. Also keeps us safe from a sweeper. And we can push lethal next turn. We can go Sekenzen into Bloodthirsty Adversary for 3 damage plus 2 more from Play with Fire. So we have lethal ready. Demolition Field. What a deck, dude. What does this do? Search your library, graveyard, or outside the game for an instant or sorcery card you own. Reveal it, put it into your hand. I wonder what they have. Obviously some sweepers, but are there any like really dirty instants or sorceries that you want to get off of that? Void Ran, 2 mana open, all colorless. I think that's game. Down to 4. Candy Trail. Dude, I would love to know what the heck this deck is doing. Hey, if you watch this video, somebody tell me in the comments. If you watch this video, let me know. If someone knows what this deck is doing, I want to know. Because clearly, they are beyond my comprehension. Dissipate. All right, yeah. Okay, let's do the thing. Lots of ways to do it. We'll take this one. To the face. Don't need the scry, that's okay. Swing for 7. And I don't have 2 mana open to attack the trail. I would love to know what we're doing here. Is there some cool combo? Somebody please let me know what Candy Trail's doing. On the play, it looks good to me. It's the Hand of Dreams. Fastland Hexmage into turn 2 Scoundrel. Mono black. So they can respond with Cut Down, which kind of sucks. But I think you still go for it. I didn't see a whole lot of stick there. We're going for it. Yeah, I'm not seeing any stick. Nice, no cut down in 1. That's always... Ooh, Orzhov. Okay. Don't think you run out Monstrous Rage into that. You can play with Fire, maybe? And then go for the throat, their 3-drop. I'm assuming the Hexmage is dying this turn. Ah, create a 2/2. That is zappable. In that case, I think you just play with Fire It. Save go for the throat for... I don't know if you need to Monstrous Rage. I think let's just hang out a minute. Opponent drops to 9. We'll go for the throat. Hopefully they'll play a 3-drop creature that's not the Steel Seraph. What are they doing? Maybe just Orzhov Knights? Do you have creatures? You do. Okay. That's a great throat target. Get rid of the lifelinker. And it looks like we have exactly lethal here. Plus we have the Mishra's Foundry. Just needs to hold open red, which we are. So this is overkill. Alright. Should be fine. Easy. Easy money. On the play with the Swift Spear. We'll definitely try this. We're going to be a little bit bottlenecked on red, so I need to keep that in mind. Swift Spear on 1. So we can't double spell this coming turn. So it's probably an adversary turn unless they force us to do something otherwise. Okay. Alright. Any land here would be great, ideally red. It's a blocker. Probably just zap that with Play with Fire. Ooh, it's the next red. Yeah, let's go. I mean, you could trade to get the skitter going. Swift Spear is a crap ton of damage, though. They might block the adversary instead. I'm greedy. I'm gonna do this anyway. Let's get the rat tokens in there. They might block the adversary. They eat it. Wow. Okay. Well, that was massive. I think they're gonna live to regret that. Cathar. Can zap to the Cathar, of course. Do it before combat to get the trigger. They attack. Okay. Adversary. We'll save you. Definitely gonna zap you. It's gonna be an absolute monster turn for us. I mean, we can keep deploying adversaries and wait for the Monstrous Rage blowout, I guess. It's coming. We're still pretty far from 5 lands, otherwise I might... yeah, we'll take you in case that matters. Should not. Opponent drops to 9. We got some big blowouts in hand ready to go. Adeline is a blocker. We're gonna chew through it though. Free block here. I think we're gonna try to win this turn. More land is a bit unnecessary. Alright, the Rat King is doing things. Let's see where they decide to block. So that's an easy single Monstrous Rage, I think. They scoop. Yeah, I mean, that's a crap ton of damage with trample, and then you run out the next one too. Maybe not lethal this turn, but it's an impressive board state to deal with for sure. On the play, looks decent. Can't argue with too many Kumanos on one. All right, here we go. Looks like it's just a plain old Scoundrel on 2. Little 2 mana 3/3 haste. It's the mirror, perhaps. Kumano. That's nice, because there actually would be a window, I think, where they could have played with Fired Us. So we'll just Scoundrel here. That's fine with me. Take our Wicked roll. And we're on the play with a whole lot of removal, so feeling pretty good so far. If they Lightning Strike this turn, they don't get to benefit from Kumano. To play a creature, we can likely Lightning Strike it. 1 damage, plus play with fire. Okay. That's not bad. 2 for 1, plus they miss the Kumano trigger. Land will be good eventually. I think you're just going phase here. Try to hit land for the Skitter. Not a land. I'll take the land. Down to 9. Warfare. Maybe just go Lightning Strike. Oh, they attack. That's wild. Don't do that. Do we have lethal? No. Very close, though. I'll go Skitter first anyway. We're not going to lose from here. Sure, we'll take play with fire. No turn 5 Bloodthirsty Adversary flashback, and we'll definitely win next turn, almost certainly. Okay. Famous last words. When we got lethal in hand. Oh, baby. All right, still. We got 12 left to play with. Land does it. Oh, God. Famous last words. Down to 7. Okay, I think you just Lightning Strike this turn, Lightning Strike next turn, right? We'll take 3. We could lose this coming turn. Oh, my goodness. I was so confident. I was so cocky. All these end the festivities, man. All right, don't kill me here. Don't do it. Do you have 4 damage to the face? No? All right, let's go. That was much closer than I would have liked. I was definitely a tad too cocky there. Let's see if we rank up. Does that do it? Are we not tier 1? Yeah, we're tier 1. Diamond 1. Nice. Almost a mythic. Cool. Welcome to the post-game hangout sesh, something like that. We're just gonna chill and read through some comments. Let's do it. Have you seen the creature that copies your adventure spells? Yes, I've seen it. I feel like it's a 4 mana 3/4 with that text, or like a 2/3 or something. Basically, it's a creature body with no enter the battlefield effect, so it's probably not gonna stick around the battlefield that long. It seems like kind of a lot to invest in when there are already so many other powerful 4-drops to play. So I have not been tempted to play it, but obviously it is reminiscent of the Lucky Clover from back in the day. So I probably won't play that unless someone busts it and then I'm like, oh, okay, maybe it's better than I thought. Why do you not use the open mana at the end of your turn to remove a stud card from the field? Because I suck. I don't know. I don't remember if I did that. I'm assuming that I did do that. Probably because it's a new card and I forgot and I was thinking about something else. So yeah, mistakes happen. What are your thoughts on Slip Out the Back in lieu of Fading Hope? So I actually think both is probably the correct answer here. For this particular video, I intentionally wanted to try out the new fairy from the new set because that's something you do. But I don't think, as I said in the intro, I don't think Delver makes the best deck. And for a similar reason, I don't think this 1 mana 3/3 fairy that takes forever to untap makes the best deck either. The whole goal plan is really just to get the Djinn down, have it survive, and then win from there. So I actually think both of these, instead of any 1-drop creatures, is where you want to be. And just to look at win rates real quick, this is untap.gg. 100,000 matches total, 51.2% win rate with this blue deck. And you can in fact see that the included win rates, you know, decks that do include Delver only have a 48.6% win rate, which is on the low side. If you have it in your opening hand, you do pretty well at 53%, but in general, those decks do not perform as well. Fading Hope, interestingly enough, has a 50.6% win rate attached to it when it's in the deck versus Slip Out the Deck at 51.2. Those are fairly close, but maybe you're right that Slip Out the Back is just better. I do like Fading Hope quite a lot because it doubles as so many things. You can bounce your own Djinn, which protects it. You can bounce an opponent's attacker and then counter it the next turn. And you can also just crucially bounce your opponent's 1 or 2 or 3 drop and get the scry to hit the land or whatever it is you need on time. So it does a lot of different things, whereas Slip Out the Back is just, all right, protect the Djinn. That's its only role. It's dead in the hand if you don't have the Djinn. So I like Fading Hope better, but the data says that maybe Slip Out the Back is even better. So I would say play both. I don't think you need the creature 1-drops. For the metrics, thank you. Play some of your fans. This would be fun. It would take so much effort. If someone else can figure out how to set it up for me, and we could do it in a chill way. But I don't know. I just don't have that much free time right now. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, there are so many cool things to do in this space on YouTube beyond just playing a different deck every day. Like, I view that as like the floor. And right now you're only getting like 10% of my effort. Like I spend an hour a day doing this stuff, and if I had 8 hours a day, I would do all sorts of fun stuff, including this. I think this would be cool too. PS, going through the comment section, is the GOAT cool? I'm glad you like it. Yeah, we'll keep it up. Yeah, I'll evaluate how I think this went at the end of the week, and if it goes well, maybe we'll keep doing it. I don't know. Do you ever plan to be in any Magic tournaments? Not really. You know, it's not my interest to become the best Magic player of all time. It's mostly just to entertain on YouTube and kind of share my joy of the Magic with you guys. So not really. I mean, if I ever end up in top 1,000 Mythic and collect those tokens or whatever, maybe I'll film some of those games, but it's not really high on my mind. I don't film draft events because I think best of 1 standard is the most viewed thing on YouTube, which is basically why I do it. I do love sealed. That's how I got into the game, actually. So I do enjoy the format. I just don't really do it a whole lot. Favorite Magic deck? I have an in-paper Azorius Control, historic Azorius Control with Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. I think that's probably my favorite Magic deck. I also love Teamer Adventures from back in the day because that's kind of what really got me into the game. Yes, the reasoning behind Moment of Truth over Impulse. I discussed this in my last Mono Blue video, maybe a month ago, but basically the data just says it's better. So again, if you look at actually the card that corresponds to the highest included win rate in the deck is actually Moment of Truth at 53.2%, whereas the Impulse is at 49.6%. Pretty interesting. So my theory behind this is not that. So first off, the reason it might be better is instead of digging through 4 cards, you only get 3, but you're dumping 2 of them into the graveyard. Moment of Truth is an instant sorcery, and then 1 more instant or sorcery of your choice goes into the graveyard. So you've got twice as many in the graveyard. Obviously, this powers up the Djinn. But I don't think that's the breaking point in my mind. I think it comes from the fact that it makes your terror that much cheaper. And in some games, if you drop the terror on any aggro opponent, mono red, mono white, whatever, if they can't get through it, they lose that game. So I think making it a turn cheaper and getting it onto the battlefield is what makes or breaks that card. Because otherwise you're digging for 1 fewer cards. You're not hitting your protection spells or land or whatever it is you need as consistently. So I think that's got to be what it is. Cool. Yeah, I don't really follow tournament results that much. If someone wants to link in the comments like a good source for tournament results, that would honestly be very helpful. I just don't really follow that stuff, and I would. If I was a better YouTuber, every time there was a tournament, I'd be like, this deck won this tournament. It's crazy. You should play it too. I think that's what other people do, but I'm too lazy to do that. So if anyone wants to drop a link, this would be cool. All right, I feel like we're about at the end of my commenting for today. Do you ever play best of 3? I don't. I think best of 1's kind of the most played and most watched thing, so that's kind of why I do it. I don't know if it requires more skill. I mean, inherently, it must require some more skill because you have to both design a sideboard and then sideboard in effectively. So it seems like by default, it must require more skill. I don't know how much more, but some amount. More fulfilling. Yeah, the thing about best of 1 is you get to watch a different opponent every single game, which I think is more satisfying from a YouTube, watching experience, although I could see the value of like a really intense best of 3 match. I think that would be pretty fun, with high stakes. Feels like a Yu-Gi-Oh game or something like that. Yeah, I think it's my last one. Cool. I'm glad you're enjoying it. And any plans for another simulating 5 million video? I discussed this yesterday. If you want to see more of that, then you should encourage me to quit my day job and do this full time by liking and commenting and watching videos to the end and all that stuff. That's it. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.